So I got a confession to make, and it's a story, right? It's a story. And it really comes around to the stories that we tell ourselves when we're in our limited mind. And I've got to confess, that was me. So if you've been following me for a little while, you'll know that a little while ago, a couple of months ago, I decided that I was going to do 365 days consistently on YouTube. And you may have noticed that I actually haven't been doing that. The reason being was that one of my defaults in life is I think that there's a certain way of doing things, that there's an order and a consistency and step-by-step strategy to get to a desired end result. But that's my limited self. That's the part of me that's the little tiny Elizabeth in this identity that thinks that it's got this construct of how it's got to be. And it's not true. So when I found myself doing it, I was all excited and I was in the whole experience and I was loving the journey and I was enjoying being on here and I was sharing all the stuff and I was telling my stories and blah, 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 blah. And then it got to this point where I'm like, oh, what am I going to be talking about now? And it started to get hard, right? And it started becoming a chore and it started causing resistance in my body. But then through that process of the resistance, I had this obligation because now I've said that I'm going to do it for 365 days. And so now I feel obliged, not only obliged to you, but also to myself. And then all the stories of my failure patterns come up, that I'm not consistent, that I fail at things, that I'm not true to my word, that I can't keep a commitment, blah, 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 all of the things that come up and came up. And so I stopped and I paused and I recognized that one of the things about me that's very authentic is that I'm one of these people that I have bursts of energy, right? And then I like to be quiet. And then I have a burst of energy and then I want to be quiet. And I recognize that that's okay, that this is the way my rhythm is, right? My personality type, my authentic nature is that I want to be on here, not because I feel obliged or because I need to be, or that, I've got a promise that I've made to you. It's because I want to be on here because I've got something to share. I want to be in the energy because really you come to me because of the energy that I'm sharing, right? People are connected and magnetically attracted to the energy that you have. So I stopped. I stopped and I allow myself. And one of the things that these days I'm really good at doing is being totally comfortable with being imperfect, totally comfortable with failing, totally comfortable with being a failure, right? All of those things. I feel comfortable doing that. I heard the story, I heard the narrative, and I let go of it and I stopped myself. And now I'm coming on because I wanted to share that I'm going to be here when I've got something important to share. I'm going to be here when there is value to what I'm doing and what I'm saying. So I want to ask you, what stories are you making up? What stories are you telling yourself? What are your subconscious patterns that are making you loop in your frequency, right? Making you feel bad, making you feel like a failure, making you feel not good enough or insecure in your imperfectness, right? What are those things? What are the stories for you? I'd love for you to share down below in the comments what comes up for you when you think about what story you tell yourself. Because when we can flip that and see the other part of that, right? When you can flip that and recognize that actually, look at how capable I am in these areas. Look at how I'm an influencer in these areas. Look at how consistent I am in these areas. When you can flip it and recognize the things that you are doing, then you're going to feed your mind more of the same, right? You're bringing that frequency in, you're raising your vibration. Instead of following that mad hatter loop over here, you start creating a new story. You start becoming a new version of yourself, and you live in your authenticity, right? That's the person we want to be, the person that's living in our own blueprint, our own natural, true nature and purpose. That's who we want to be, regardless of what the world is telling us, what the world wants to define us, and how our unconscious wants to match that internally. So if you're watching for the first time, thank you for watching. I am being inconsistent on here. If you do want to go in and watch and listen to some of my other stories, they're in here. Go to my library. You'll see all of the stuff. I've had some amazing experiences, from 3 shooting stars to meeting the love of my life. His last name is Makepeace. My maiden name was Pain. You know, I've had some amazing magical experiences, and I've got to tell you, those magical experiences happened when I was living in my authenticity. So no more doing it, people pleasing, the way that it's supposed to be done. The way I need to do it is the way I'm going to do it. And this is why I'm here. And this is what I'm here to show you as an example. So what is it that you're doing on repeat? Because it's a thing that's easier to do. You know, it might not feel authentic though. Take care, enjoy. Give me a like if you like this video. Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll catch you next time, whenever that might be.